I don't think governments have the ability to ban crypto to the extent of just complete, like, preventing blockchains from existing, but they definitely have the ability to really marginalize it, right? If you just ban all exchanges, you ban all kind of mainstream employers from accepting or paying in cryptocurrency, somewhere between the good scenario and the bad scenario. I'm obviously hoping for the good.
I think a government ban would be largely unenforceable, frankly, on Bitcoin. Being that it's pure information, if you suppress market actors from using it in one jurisdiction, you're just creating incentives for them to go elsewhere. And you're actually increasing the incentives for other jurisdictions to be favorable towards it, because then they get to benefit from the tax revenue and the businesses and the innovation.
So if the government says Bitcoin is bad for society, it's undermining our banking system, our currency, it's enabling criminal activity, you're a terrorist if you own Bitcoin, you're no longer a patriot, and so we're going to just make it illegal. And they say, okay, if you're caught with any Bitcoin, it's a year in jail, it's 5 years in jail, it's $10,000 penalty. I mean, who the hell is going to touch it?
So is this the right thing for governments to do, to take control of it? Is it possible?
It is not possible to, I think, destroy crypto, but it is possible for governments to slow down its advancement.
What should they do, if anything?
I would say do nothing.
Okay, they're not saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't seriously just let it fly.
The governments know this, that if they ban something, they draw a lot of attention to it. People are smart. I mean, people ask why. Why would a government ban it? Why can't I use this?
The fact is that the Bitcoin network runs at 120 quintillion calculations per second right now. And the cost of taking it over is beyond the reach of any government, and it's beyond the reach of any group of governments. There is no entity or group of entities that have the computer power or the money to attack Bitcoin in any meaningful way, which makes it indestructible, immutable, uncensorable, and unconfiscatable as well. So there is no attack vector coming from a government. There is no attack vector coming from a group of governments. And I would say that I don't see any attack vector coming from anywhere at this point. Bitcoin is on a journey to much higher prices and changing the global economy in a profound way that we're all kind of waking up to right now.
What they're actually doing when they ban things is they're running an ad marketing campaign for the currency. Because when one country bans crypto or a product or anything else, there are dozens of other countries in this world that will happily accept crypto or this form of payment or product or whatever it is, because every country wants to incentivize economic growth. They'll give favorable taxes, or they won't tax it at all. There's some countries in this world that won't even tax Bitcoin. They're like, hey, come, all of you miners, come live here. We're going to allow you to build your businesses here.
Great. You want to shut down Bitcoin. What do? Who do you arrest? What computer do you shut
There's
down?
a million Bitcoin miners or whatever.
Even if you go to every country in the world and you say, yo, let's all work together, which never will happen. But if you say, well, let's all work together and we're going to shut down every single computer running this, and I'm just sitting in my closet and I plug the computer in and I run the software, Bitcoin's still alive. You cannot kill the network. There's been congressmen who have literally gone in and on the Congress floor said, we cannot kill this, so we should not even try.
There's this fear that some government is going to ban cryptocurrency, and the whole nature of cryptocurrency is that's not possible. What happened in the China case was, the price fell about 20% over the course of the next month. Then people realized, wait, they'll just move the exchanges from China to Japan or Korea, and by the end of the year, 3 months later, prices were up to the record highs of almost 20,000.
They're more likely to tax it, which they already do tax it. They're likely to increase taxation of it. They're likely to try and make it more white market by actually tracing Bitcoin, seeing who has it, attaching identities to Bitcoin ownership, and making sure that they're getting their pound of flesh on all the transactions. But I think that ban will be largely unenforceable.
I don't think the government is going to outlaw it. I think they want to tax it and they want to regulate it. They don't want to outlaw it. If they were threatened by it, then they would outlaw it, because the government hates competition. And if they actually saw Bitcoin as competition for the US dollar or threatening the dollar status, they would claim.
One of the failure cases, one of the things that people are concerned about is governments banning cryptocurrency.
Well, that's the China case, right? They started realizing this was a legitimate threat to capital controls and to the autocratic system that they've constructed there. And then suddenly China started to build its own People's Bank of China blockchain, and Bitcoin is now the redheaded stepchild.
There's no possibility of unilaterally stopping Bitcoin or destroying it. So then they're more likely to regulate or tax it. Regulators and others, with their wearing their citizen hat, they're going to see this thing monetizing. They're going to be on the front lines of trying to regulate it, trying to control it. And I think what's likely to happen is they're going to start to adopt it.
So even though Pakistan, Nigeria, etc. ban it, people can still access it even if their government doesn't want them to.
My thing is, it can be stopped, because couldn't all the countries just come together and be like, mining is illegal. If you get caught mining, you're penalized and charged or get thrown into jail.
So they've done that in Pakistan and Nigeria, and mining went up.
In those countries?
In those countries, yeah.